pitch-black night splits apart as two dark clouds go their separate ways. A large full moon looms overhead, filtering its borrowed light through the open window of Persephone's bedroom. The young girl tosses and turns, with soft animalistic grunts emerging from her. Gritting her teeth, twitching, flitting about, she whimpers as a large weight festers like cancer within her. A multitude of pressures cramping with tightness in her tiny chest, aching for release, a god trapped in the frame of a small girl. Tremors ripple through her body, intensifying further and further, and she screeches. Persephone sits erect, her eyes close, mouth agape. Breathing in deeply, her head arches back, her eyes peel open, and rays of light shine out from her skull as she begins sucking in a tremendous amount of air in one unending gulp. The bright yellow moon distorts and wobbles and sways like water, and at one edge begins to spill into a bright golden river, stretching further and further like toothpaste through its tube. The stream descends toward the earth, creating a glittering strand of moon dust, stretching across thousands and thousands of miles until reaching Persephone's window and spilling into her mouth. Persephone, Seth bursts in. What's wrong? Sasha follows in from behind, stricken with awe alongside him. Persephone? Persephone, she shouts, running over and throwing her arms around the girl. Seth hurries over to the window, watching the stream of moon dust spill into his daughter's mouth. Reaching toward the stretched-out moon, specks of dust displace from the stream, glittering its golden sheen around his fingertips. Looking out and up through the window, he finds the once full moon, half dissolved, crumbled away like sand. What is happening? Andi says, appearing in the doorway. Mikhail stands at his side, nuzzling his sleepy eyes with the back of his hands before waking to the commotion before him. She's not responding, Sasha says. Seth rushes over. That light, no, is happening again. Sasha yanks her gaze towards Seth, alarmed. It happened earlier today, while reading. This white glow and this pressure. It's the abyss, no doubt. My apologies, Andi says, but we have larger concerns at the moment. If she consumes the moon, its absence will devastate the earth. Seth breathes in heavily. A doomsday event in the middle of the night. She's my daughter, that's for sure. Clear the room, he shouts, his eyes illuminated with a white abyssal flame. I'm going to try something. Sasha rises, inching away slowly, her gaze locked too fiercely onto Persephone. Seth places a hand on her shoulder, gesturing with his head for her to step aside. A hollow sensation takes root in Sasha as she ambles over to Andi's. Seth hovers his right palm over Persephone's face, curling his fingers in a circular motion, hands shaking. The pull of the moon dust is too severe, continuing its descent into the depths of Persephone, setting his entire body ablaze with white flame. Sasha and Andi's feel a gravitational shift, pulling towards Seth. Mikhail clings to Andi's sleeve, fearing his feet would be swept up in the sudden, unnatural wind current rushing through their enclosed home. And though the fire is bright, it does not burn. It does not scorch nor warm. The moon dust begins to retract. Rising from Persephone's throat, she gargles and gags. Seth's eyes grow brighter, and a portal opens at the far end of the room, creating yet another gravitational pull. Beyond the portal lays a vast darkness sprinkled with glimmering stars. Sasha, Andi's, and Mikhail huddle together, clinging fiercely to the doorframe, while Seth and Persephone's abyssal weight holds them steady. The last of the moon dust ejects from her stomach, and the white glow of her eyes disappears. Waking up, she's suddenly lifted into the air by the vacuum of space. She thuds against Seth's big right arm, brought close to his side. With the flick of his left hand, the moon dust flings into the darkness, followed by a pillar of abyssal flame erupting from his palm. Gravity reverts to normal as the portal closes. Rushing to the window, they find the wobbling moon slowly steadying itself, aglow with abyssal flame, searing the fabric of the world back together. It reforms into the same bright full moon as before. I can't believe that worked, Andi said. Sasha stares in awe of Seth, but with an ever-deepening scowl sinking into her face. I had a hunch. The words she pulled from the book pages floated back into form once she snapped out of it. The abyssal flame was an added precaution. Seth collapses onto Persephone's bed. The young girl cocks her head in confusion at her father's exhaustion. Andi's, noticing the looks on both parents, steps toward Persephone. You two get some rest. I'll tuck the youngsters back into bed. You sure? Asked Sasha. Never more sure in my life. Glancing tiredly at each other, Seth and Sasha hurry back to their rooms. Andi's pulls a chair up to the bed and takes the book he gave to her years ago from the nightstand. Mikhail hops into bed beside Persephone, both children content beneath the covers, as Aunties begins to read a story. Persephone smiles widely toward her uncle, with no memory of what just occurred. She relishes what's to come, a story told by her loving uncle, her most favorite of things. And meanwhile, from the other room, Seth sinks into stoic worry.